basketball fans, numbers don't lie, and neither does Jonesy. Tell me some truth about what these numbers represent for the last 8 games and Fred VanVleet.
Well, it represents a guy who is getting an opportunity and taking advantage of it. And Akil, you look at those numbers, and one of the most impressive things is the assist-to-turnover ratio, the fact that he's out there, and the minutes have increased. And when you look at his minutes last year to these minutes now, that's almost 2.5 times the number of minutes that Fred VanVleet is getting. The tendency is to not be able to sustain it. I mean, people look at these marvelous per 36 and per 48 stats and, oh yeah, the guy would average like 60 rebounds. Well, no, you can't keep that up. But when you look at Fred VanVleet, he has taken the minutes and continued the production. Normally, the longer you go, unless you're a solid player, you're getting exposed. And I think what this says about Fred VanVleet is he's a solid player. He plays his role well. If you want to be good at big things, then when you have little things, do them well. And Fred does that. He comes in, he plays his role well. He doesn't turn the ball over. He takes good shots within the framework of the offense. He's tough defensively at the point of attack of the other team. He's in the lane, helping out, scraping, digging, creating turnovers. He's like a mini Kyle Lowry, and I think the fact that he has done his role so well in a limited way has earned the trust of Dwayne Casey to say, you know what, we're going to give this kid more minutes.
Now, Sherman, Jonesy talked about him living up to his role, but one thing that kind of jumped out and away from his role, 48% from 3, this is something that's definitely a boon and a positive for this group.
And I think it just kind of falls into what Jonesy was saying. I mean, you think about it, more opportunities gives you more of a chance to show what you can do. And it's not like Fred VanVleet wasn't a good shooter. Right. He just wasn't getting shots. Now he's taking shots and he's making them. And I think, you know, you get either exposed or you can reveal some things in situations like this. And I think Fred is revealing how good he can be. And I think the responsibility of a point guard and keeping those turnovers down with more minutes is crucial to gaining trust from your coaches, to gaining trust from your teammates, to understand how to run a team, and he's done a great job of that. But this is a guy, even when you talk about his college career at Wichita State, everything about him was poise, confidence, maturity, understanding time, score, situation, who needs the ball. These things translate to the NBA, and now he's getting the chance and the platform to actually show this stuff. You shouldn't be surprised. But if you watch him in college, you understand that's who he is. So I think he's worked hard at it. He's really done a great job accepting his time when he wasn't playing, developing in the D-League, coming up and being a guy who Dwayne Casey can count on. And I'm completely impressed with a guy who earns his way onto a team, fights for a spot, maintains it, and is able to get this opportunity and capitalize.
You touched on 2 major things that are very important to Fred's success. You talk about him being a 4-year guy, but quickly I want to talk about his time with 905, because he played NBA-level minutes in an NBA-type game and got that type of experience running a very similar offense for Coach Jerry Stackhouse. And how much does that play into his ability to do this now quickly before we go to break, Jonesy? How much did that play into his ability to succeed in these extended minutes here?
Sometimes the best indicator of success is past performance. And you look at what Fred did with 905. They won a championship. He was a big part of that team and how well they played in terms of, let's look at the same kinds of things, running the offense, not turning the ball over, being solid defensively, accomplishing what the coach wanted him to do on the floor, getting the ball to certain people at certain times, looking for his game at certain times. That's all been rehearsed, quote unquote, in the D-League. And now he brings it to the NBA level. Not trying to do it immediately right away, but a little bit at a time as he gets his opportunity. And as Sherm said, I love that word, revealing. He's showing that he can do it. So I like the whole 905 developmental track that he was on. And then when it's time to step up to the big club, he takes everything with him.